lesson 2.1, which is writing and graphing inequalities. A few key points in terms of symbols. There are these four symbols that are utilized to distinguish the values between two quantities. The first one we're going to look at is what is known as the less than symbol. It's important that we see this symbol rather than the old school, the alligator mouth opens to the big thing, that we see this as that symbol meaning less than. It's fine to have understand that the opening of that symbol would go to the larger quantity that can help for your overall understanding. But knowing that when you're reading a statement, this is what this symbolizes is the term less than. What you can do, in fact, if it helps you remember, is that if you were to make that with your left hand, right, you can make an L with your finger, index finger and thumb, which also would look similar to that symbol. Remembering that is the one that is less than, and the next one is the one that is greater than. After that, there are two more symbols. One is the less than sign, but there is a line underneath that that distinguishes a difference, which is less than or equal to, meaning that whatever value that we're comparing, there is going to be an inclusion of a value, right? Also, we will see sometimes written in a word problem, this will be found as at most, right? So there's a ceiling to the value, including that value. The next one, which is the greater than symbol, also has the line underneath, meaning that this is greater than or equal to. Again, being that it is inclusive of that value, as well as showing a range, and this would denote that this is at least, right? So this is the floor of some sort of value. It's going to be that, including it, and then above. So let's do some practice here, writing some terminology. What we'll see, so we're going to write each of these as an inequality. The first will be a number C plus 9.4 is greater than or equal to -6. This one's pretty straightforward, right? C is going to be our variable. Again, it says plus, so we just use the addition sign. 9.4, right? And it says is greater than or equal to. So going back up, greater than or equal to is this symbol here, the last one that we had, okay? And then all we do is write -6. There we go. Another problem. 6 is greater than a number P minus 8. Okay, well, again, number 6, right? Greater than, right over here, so we're going to use that symbol. And then a number P, so we're just use the variable P, minus 8. Done. Quite straightforward. Then we have 10 is no more than the sum of 3 times a number y and 4. No more than. Ooh, that's going to be a tough one. So at most, no more than, right? So that's going to be less than or equal to. So sum of 3 times a number. Sum means we're adding something, right? 3 times a number y would be 3y and 4, and that's our sum, 3y plus 4. Okay, continuing on, more practice. Here we go. 2 problems. We're going to tell whether 3 is a solution of each of the following inequalities. The first inequality is going to be x minus 7 greater than -5. And then the second equation is going to be -3x less than negative 12.5. What we're going to do here is we're going to actually wind up evaluating each of these, substituting 3 in for x. When we do that, remember that when we substitute in, we're always going to place our substituted value, numerical value, in parentheses. So rather than writing the x, we're going to put 3 in parentheses, minus 7, greater than negative 5. So let's actually go ahead and evaluate here, 3 minus 7 being negative 4, greater than negative 5. And then the question becomes, does the statement negative 4 greater than negative 5, is that true? And the answer is yes. Negative 4 is greater than negative 5. Next, we have negative 3 times the quantity, 3, right? Substitute for x, less than negative 12.5. Negative 3 times 3 is negative 9, less than negative 12.5. Now, sometimes people would see, oh yeah, 9 less than 12.5, but we're talking about negatives. Is negative 9 less than negative 12.5? And it absolutely is not. So our answer there is no. Continuing on. We're going to graph some inequalities. Here we go. How do we do this on a number line? For example, we have x greater than or equal to 3. Now, I'm going to demonstrate all I need from you when you complete these problems for me in my math class. Many teachers are going to require that you are going to give me all the tick marks between 0 and 3 and so forth. All I need you to show me is that you know 0 on the number line, and you know where 3 is from there. Is it going to be positive? Is it going to be negative? And since the 3 is positive, it's going to be on the right side. Now, if it is equal to, we will have a closed point on 3, which it is. When the variable appears on the left, means we can use this symbol as a directional symbol, telling us where we need to shade in. Now, we're going to shade in on the line, but we must shade in including the arrow. Okay? Similar methodology. Here we go. Negative 4 greater than y. Now, again, what did I just mention? But that in order to use that trick with which way we're going to be shading, we need the variable to be written on the left. So let's rewrite this thing. Negative 4 greater than y. Well, if we put y on this side, remember, the symbol opens up to the negative 4. So we would actually have to flip over our symbol. And that's fine. That's fine. Now we graph. I need the point, I need 0, right? Now we need to show where negative 4 is in relation to 0. Is it negative on the left or is it positive on the right? Of course, we know negative 4 is negative, so it's going to be on the left. But this is not equal to. It's not less than or equal to, it's just less than. So that means it will not include the value negative 4, so we're going to put an open dot, an open point on negative 4. To show it, negative 4 is not included, but we're going to shade, again, this symbol has a point to the left, so we'll shade to the left, and we do need to include shading in the arrow. Please do not shade in above. Please shade in directly on the number line. Also, those arrows are of incredible importance. They're telling us that we have to continue on to every single real value, real number, towards negative infinity. So we're going on forever in that negative direction. Next, we have x less than or equal to negative 2. This one should be straightforward for us, right? We already have the variable on the left. We put in 0, negative 2. Negatives go on the left, positives go on the right, so negative 2 going in on the left. So we make our tick mark there. And I don't care about how many spaces. We're counting, we're going to use a scale, right? Going negative 2 spaces to the left. We're going to use a closed dot, right? Because it is equal to here. It's the line underneath, the less than sign, and then we're going to shade to the left, including the arrow. Last but not least, doing a quick word problem. The graphs show, and we're going to sketch some graphs. The age restrictions in years, oops, let's make sure we spell restrictions correctly. For 2 types of movie tickets, right? And inequality. that represents age restriction of each ticket. Okay, so here are our graphs. Here's one, and it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it's got a bunch of tick marks here, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, right? But we have, this is called ticket A. It's the first type of ticket. There's going to be an open dot here, shaded to the left, including that arrow. And then we have another number line for ticket B. And what it's going to show, and this one's going to use a scale, right? So 58, 60, 62, 64, 66. So for 62, we're going to have a closed dot shaded to the right. Okay, so what does this mean? Well, here the age A is going to be less than but not including 12. However, for ticket B, the age A is going to be greater than or equal to, because it's a closed dot, to the number 62. In other words, if you are less than 12 years old, not including being 12, you are included in ticket A. And if you are 62, including being 62 years old, right, and go on your 62nd birthday, you are included in ticket B. That is all the instruction. Go ahead and complete lesson 2.1 on Canvas.